Don't worry. Who taught you and who coded it? I coded it. I'm recording. Okay, so I've started. Oh, I've started. First, I'll create my package. And the com dot quadratic. Then I'll create my quadratic class. Just a normal class. Then I'll create my solve app. I want to inherit from the JFrame. So finish. So I just have these two classes. Then first I'll do with my quadratic. I know I'm expecting what? 3 values. So I'll create a method. Then I'll return an array. Okay, it's double, so I'll be expecting double. Can return just this double straight away. Yes. It will still work. Anyone use it will still work. You let me use what you know for now. Solve or almighty. Then almighty takes how many parameters? So it takes 3 parameters. And that one you can put it in an array and send an array, or you can send the parameters. So let me just take the normal parameters. So double A, double B, double C. Then I'm supposed to return an array. So you can put that because it's all having the same data type. If it's having different type, it can't be in an array. That's the purpose of an array. Because it's the same data type, you can just put it in an array. Double maybe result. Now we are becoming about teachers, but not about return results. Return result. So I'll return this double. Now when the values come, first I'll just say result index 0 should be equal to, give me the equation, minus b plus, I'm doing the positive part. So math square root of b star b. So you can use power too. Yes, math dot power So b to the power 2. Then minus, the minus should be here. No, inside after the power. Minus 4 is right. 4. Don't forget the parentheses. So 4 star A star C. right? Why is the don't change anything? Still, it won't change anything. So this result one, I'll just copy it. If our equation is correct, oh, so let me put the whole of this in brace. There are so many ways of going about it. You still get the same result. So many ways of going about it. You still get the same result. So I'll just copy this one. This one line of code, you have to stay on this one forever. This is the quadratic method to calculate the quadratic. This minus, yes. So this is that, so two values, two or more values. Yes. Positive C. Okay. So this will do my logic and bring me my answer. Now I'll go to my UI. When I come here, I need 5 stars. Private J label LBL A private LBL B. Okay, yeah, that's what I can just put all of them on the same line. You let me just leave them like that for the sake of LBLC. Of course, I'm creating labels, 5 instances. Oh no, it's just a convention to specify I know this a label. If you don't label them, how will you know? You get confused. You have a lot of A's, A test or A label or A button or A what. So the component that you are working on, either the type will come at the end or it will come before. There's drag and drop, but you are not ready for it. It's not in your syllabus. Yes, but I'll teach you if you behave. Behave means you show me that you understand this course. ABC. Okay, it does. Then private J test food TST A, I'll do everything here. TST B, TST C, TST X, TST Y. Then the button. BTN, CAC. Then I'll just add one panel. Five panels for what? So I'll create my constructor. I'll set the title. Then I'll initialize my components. I can do them below or before, anywhere. Or there. Which variables? This one. This one. This is not one test photo. This is variable declaration. This is from C. You can either do it one by one, as I've done here, or you can put all of them in one line. The same thing. That was what you suggested. The panel, the use of the panel. Don't worry, when I get there. Forget about drag and drop. You prove to me that you are matured. Even the X, I don't even need a test field for it. I could have just said the answer at the test label. But it doesn't matter. Let me do it. After university. Huh? That one. Oh. So I'm done with the labels. I'll go to the test fields. The test field too. When you leave it default, there will be no size for you. So I just set. So I just copy this guy and paste 5 times. So I have these guys. Then it's left with the button and the label. So I've initialized my component. Let me set the parameters down. The set size. It's one enlarge. That would be the default size. You can. So those are the properties for the panel. Then I'll come and add the component. So first, okay, let me set the layout for it. Set layout. So layout. Now now adding component onto the panel. Yes, they are in the same block. It won't change anything. So now I want to add everything onto the panel, and I've set a default to a flow layout. So the order is very important. Yes. You couldn't do it. You are doing your own thing. Let's continue. Panel hold dot add. I'll add the label first. So label A, then panel. So 1 dot add tst what A. Panel add label B. Panel add tst what? No. A shortcut. Add. I just added only one panel. Area and what? Display. It's not always area and display. What I needed an area and then it's not always area and display. I needed an area, so I created an area. So I've added all my what components onto the panel. Now finally adding the panel onto the frame, J frame. So I'll just say this. I can use this dot add a frame is an invisible window. It needs the panel for you to see. Whilst a panel is visible, a frame is visible. A panel is an invisible what? Window. So you can't see a what? A panel. For you to see the panel, it must be on top of what? A frame. When you just create a frame and put components on it and run it, you won't see anything. It needs the what? The frame to run. It's just like an area. You just partition the area. The panel is on top of the frame. You can use without a panel. You can put the component directly onto the what? The frame. Because they are components and you need to use them. So now I'm done with my UI. This is all that you are supposed to do. Let me test it and see. I'll create a test. I'll create another class for it. Usually you have to create a main class for it. So run app. I'm not done, but I'm just testing. It's left for the programmer. I'm not done, but I'm just testing. New solve app. When I run this guy, I should see some window. Okay, I didn't add a button. So A, B, C, the X, Y, Z. I've not added a button yet. So let me add a button. So I add a button finally to the panel. It's flow layout. If you want that one, you have to go grid. That one will be too complex for you. So understand the flow. Let it arrange it for you. Then you proceed, because for the grid you must put this into layer, this, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Get the cheapest one, then you proceed to the advanced one. So now let's test whether the button has been added. Okay, solve is here. So now when you take the values, I want to what? Solve and display this. Now there are some properties. I can set the editable of X and Y to what? False, because I'm just what? Displaying the what? The value. So I'll do that property. Huh? Disabling quoted. Oh yeah, you have to. I should have had it. Handle all the exceptions. Make sure the person enters something. But it all can be zero. One of them. Now I want to disable the what? The x and y. So tst x dot set editable to false. tst y dot set editable to false. So these guys are false now. Let's run it and see whether you can see that they are now what? Faded. So they'll just display the what? The answer. So you cannot edit it. That's what we wanted to achieve. So now we need to get the values from the user and use it and send it to the method. There's nothing up. So in order for us to, when I click the button, something should happen. I need to what? Delegate that task for someone to what? Handle it for me. Once you take the value, you add it, call someone, do this, and return me the result. So I will implement action listener. Action listener. And since it's an interface, I need to override some methods. And that method is action performed down here. So this is where all my business logic will be. I'll get the input and send it to the method, and I'll display the result. So to get the input, I don't want to make the code so long. I'm expecting a double, so I'll just say double a is equal to, I want the value from what? The test field. So tst a dot get test. I'll convert it to string. This plus will convert it to string, but it's expecting a double, so I need to cast this to a double. For casting, you have some built-in method in the what? The wrapper classes. So you can use a double dot pass, or you can use double dot value of. Any of them will work. So I'll use one of them, one at a time. So value of this. Then for the second one, double b is equal to the same double dot pass double tst what? B. I'm using all the two so that you know how to use them. Dot get test. Then instead of adding the plus double quotes, let me finish before I forget. Whatever. I'm not casting anything. I talked about what? Auto boxing. So auto boxing is being done here. Yes. Don't remember. It's news to some of you. Double c is equal to double dot value of any of them. So I'll use the second one. So tst what? C dot get test dot to string. So I now want to use the quadratic method. So I must create an instance of it. So quad is equal to what? New quadratic. Then because I'm using this at only this place, that's why I'm creating it here. If I were to be used at different place, it should have been at what? The class level. This is not a local variable. So quadratic dot what? What's the name of the method? I don't even need an object because it's a static method. So quadratic dot almighty Then I'll pass ABC. So this quadratic returns an array. Double array. So I need to receive the result. So double result let me just equal to straight away to this guy. So this result will hold this. This an array. This will hold this. Then finally I'll set it to the what? The test for. So tstx dot set test. Then it will be what? Result index 0. I need to convert it to string. Tsty dot set test. Result index 1. That's all. Let's try our code and see whether we get some values. So 1, 1, 1, solve. Are you getting an error? No exception, no result 2. Yes. The button has not been what? You've already created a method. The method is sitting in the class. You've delegated it, but I've not registered with it. That if something happened, call this button or call this component to do this. So you need to register the component. So the same thing, wherever we set the properties, let me comment. So registering the button with the action performed. Action performed. So I just say button dot add action listener. This means look inside the class. You find what? The action performed method. So save and run it again. 2, 2, 1. Solve. Okay, now good. We have an error. So let's look at our error. And the debugging begins. Null pointer exception. And when you get null pointer exception, what should be your first distance? Let me run it again. Now we are getting something, but that something is not, I think, what the person is expecting. What is ending in? Not a number. So if you are getting not a number, it means there's something wrong somewhere. Let's try normal. Someone should just solve one question. Okay, let's just 1, 1, 1 and see. 1, 1, 1. Either our equation is wrong. Or there's something wrong somewhere. Now, so whatever is left now is what? Mathematical problem, not the programming. You are done with the programming. This simple thing. 2, 10, 10. Or someone should just solve something and give it to me. Okay, so equation is working. So it's because of the value. So when it becomes complex number, it can't give you. So it's giving what? Not a number. So this is working. Okay, those, yeah, that's where you check for those two, so that you don't get what? Not a number. Then when you get, you throw some exception, then you tell the what? Your junior sister that you don't do this. So she will not need what? A calculator. You take all her formula, you code everything for her. When she comes, papa. My brother is good. Let me go over all over again for the last time. So first, I created my what? Quadratic class. And the quadratic class does nothing by what? Solve the equation for me. I return the result to me. Because I'm expecting two results, I'm returning on what? An array. Because I'm expecting what? Two results. I'm returning an array. So this method returns an array. Then this is just what? Equation. I take in three inputs. And this one I could have put it in what? An array. This one I could have placed everything in an array. Let me do the array version. It doesn't change anything. After this, I came here. I needed three labels, three text fields, one button, one panel to hold all the components. I called my superclass, changing the name of the component to what, or the application to what, solve. Then I initialize my what, all my references. So all these are what, references here. I initialize them to become real objects. Then after that, I disable the property on the text field so that no one can what, edit it, just for display. Then I registered my button with what, the action listener, which I implemented down here. After that, I added my component onto the what? The panel. Then finally added the panel onto the what? The frame. Then I set the default settings for the what? The frame. Then after that, in my action perform, I use the double to get the value of whatever the person enters. I cast it to what? Wrapper class double, which does auto boxing to convert it to a double. Now this unboxing, we are moving from higher to lower, so it will be unboxing. If you are moving from lower to higher, then it will what? Auto boxing. So this unboxing, so it will unbox the double to what? Smaller double. It will unbox this one to this. Then finally, I call the what? The quadratic what? Method, which returns an array. So I store the result in what? In an array. Then I get the result and display the values. Its own class. What do I? Its own class. If you have 10 buttons and you want all of them to do different things, there are so many ways of going about it. Let me stop this one first. Any questions on this one? Error. There's no casting you. I'm just unboxing. Uh-huh. That one is returning a